jump into combat. Maybe I can kick you off this hill. I doubt it. Well, let's try. 6 and 6, roll again.
Ooh.
Oh, thank God. You're off. He's forward 1.
All right.
I am doomed.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Yes.
Turn facing forward, 1 movement point.
He can't move forward. Thank God. Alright. Diagonal, 1 movement point.
Order ignored.
Damn. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to move forward 1. Roll a die.
Alright, so defensive line.
You get 3 up. And he crushes it. And you win.
Yay!
Now, I guarantee that you could probably teach the next person how to play this game.
No, it was incredibly easy to learn. It was just kind of neat. I mean, for a while there, I kind of felt that we were use the word cha-cha, which was appropriate because we were kind of going back and forth. But I think that's also because we were just playing as a strategy, just playing cards back and forth, making the joke, do that.
Yeah.
But and so, as strategy-wise, is it? I was concentrating way more on the Jotun than I was actually on my armies. Is that actually an effective strategy, or was it just kind of like beginner's luck? And
no, it matters to really the person. Really, I use the armies a lot, like you saw me trying to do. Generally, I have better dice, but the dice killed me this time.
Also, as a card hoarder too, because I basically kept getting raised a new army and.
Yeah, and the move 2 spaces regardless of terrain, I think, is the most powerful card in the game because that's what got me 2 of your villages the first time. I use the Jotun sometimes, but generally I like to use the armies. You're gonna pillage a village, use your armies. But it's really messed with a person, and I've had people go, well, I know how to win this game definitively, and then they try whatever they're going to try, and it just get hosed. It really doesn't. It also matters to the terrain. Like, all right, see this island? Let's turn everything just 1 hex over. You see how it's all grasslands here? Mm-hmm. Turn it 1 hex. You can already see that it is a completely different animal. There's no open spots. The Jotun is going to have a hard time getting through.
Oh wow, yeah.
And that's just 1 simple turn.
I like this. Like there's really only this valley, and everything else has to be kind of climbed over to get to.
Yeah, and that sometimes will make a game last half an hour, 45 minutes. Or like we just had a 20-minute game. And sometimes you can get even worse where you can have more volcanoes on the center, so Jotun has a hard time getting out, but that leaves all this open. And so you're basically running around trying to kill each other. And that's really what it comes down to, is how the terrain is built, is whether it's better for the army or for the Jotun. Sometimes if you get that straightaway, the Jotun is a monster. It really will just kill you on 4 movement points.
This is really cool. The only thing that I can even think of make it harder is if there was like some sort of rule where after so many rounds a piece disappears.
Oh, like Survive?
Yeah.
Well, I was working on a version of this that was going to be the sequel to this called Ragnarok, where it was a bigger island with with parts moving out. Like this part would be out, so you'd have like a section that was missing, and over time you would roll a die, and it'd be a 10-sided die. So like on a 9-10, something disappears. So you can lose your entire army in 1 shot.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be cooler though with like a 4-player game compared to a 2, because then at that point, if a couple of wrong dice rolls, you're like, screw it, I just got swallowed.
Well, with the 4-player game, we have 2 Jotuns running around the island. They have powers now.
Okay.
The armies have weapons and armor. There's a couple more expansive rules. If you lose all your villages in the 4-player game, and there's still players on the board, if there's one player on the board with villages, he wins. But if there is like 3 players on the board with villages, you turn into berserkers, and you're going after their villages. And if you roll a 5-6, you get their village, and you're back in the game.
Okay. Wow. All right.
So the core game is a really easy game to learn. It really is hard to master because of the lands. Because you think it's overly simple, a lot of people treat it like that, and then just get like into playing, and then see that it's not, a simple game to play.
Yeah, well, else, I mean, especially you mentioned Dave kind of put out the math, and it sounds like it has incredible replayability, so that's also a good thing. Because I hate like when you buy a game and then it's expensive, you get it home, you play it a couple of times, you're like, okay, well, that's it.
Well, that was the other thing about this, is we're really cognitive about price. Right now it's out for quotes, but we're hoping for an MSRP of $25 to $30.
That's not bad at all.
We want to keep it affordable for the players, because the expansion really is a massive expansion, and it's going to cost just about the same. So for a huge 4-player game with a really heavy versatility, like I'll show you something. When I say you expand the board, you expand.
Oh wow, and it looks like there's a new area too.
Yeah, there's the bog. But the entire island opens up another 50% all the way around. And that gives you a whole lot more of dimension, like another dimension to it, because this guy starts out here. The Frost Jotun starts on the outside.
Oh wow.
In.
Okay.
And that's really it has its own powers. It has a Frostquake, which allows it to freeze everything within the hex around it.
Oh, cool.
This guy has Boulder Throw, which allows you to throw a boulder 3 hexes away at an army. So, it really is, we really have, the 4-player expansion has been tested, it's ready to go. We just started working the core game towards Kickstarter, which is going to be in January. So
that's awesome. So actually, a question for Dave. I know we're still in there.
yeah.
Did you introduce this game to Tim Cascadel at TotalCom?
He never played it actually. He was busy doing his own stuff. He had a lot of Tim Kask has a lot of his own responsibilities, so no, he did not play. I would have loved to have gotten him to play. I would have loved to have gotten a lot of you guys to play actually at the convention, but you guys were extremely busy.
Yeah, well, when the video goes live, I definitely want to send Tim the link, because I think this is something he would totally dig.
Oh, here's another thing. As this game has progressed over time, I read a lot of archaeology papers on Vikings, and they found a whole lot of the Shield Maidens recently. So I had a female Viking variant made.
Oh, cool.
So she's going to be one of the extras on Kickstarter with a special rule set that goes along with her later for a 3-player game for the core set, where you don't have 3 armies, you only have 2. And you don't have 3 villages, you only have 2, so that you can fit people on the island. It's going to be a massacre at that point.
Wow.
But you can do 3 players. And honestly, we haven't tested it yet at all. But it's Dave originally had the idea of having 4 players on this, and it just math-wise it didn't work. But I think if we take 1 village out, and he and I have discussed it, if you take 1 village out, you'll be able to play 3 players. So this is going to be the variant for the Kickstarter. And we have lots of actually fun things for Kickstarter that we're talking about. This mat being one of them, but it's not going to be out of this. This is
What is this?
This is Artist Canvas.
Oh, okay.
I have a really phenomenal printer that does this. But this is literally the core game, and it's pretty. I think it's pretty expansive. It really does have a lot of playability. I'm not sick of playing it yet, and I play it like hundreds of times. So
No, this is fun too. I mean, just for the fact that me as a board gamer, and I'm not a huge board gamer, and one of the things that turns me off about board gaming too is like sometimes someone will teach me a game, and my brain will just turn to jelly because the rules are just. But this was, yeah, I mean, just you walk through it and suddenly it's like cool. I mean, I kind of still blame winner's luck for actually winning this round, but still, it's. I picked it up. I understood what I could do. It wasn't like I'm sitting there going, okay, maybe I should check to see if this rule is valid.
Oh no, and I guarantee you can teach the next person to do it. At Metatopia this year past, I was a little under the weather, so I taught this one player how to play the game, and I went to go and throw up, and I came back, and he was teaching another player.
Oh, that was awesome.
And I got sick again, came back, and that player was teaching the next player. And it was actually really what solidified that this has to go to Kickstarter. We're done. If I can leave and they keep teaching the game one person after another, there's nothing else that we can really expand on it.
When does the Kickstarter go live?
We're aiming for PAX East.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that it's going to be open, it's going to launch on PAX East, it's going to close on Dreamation.
Gotcha.
So we'll have 2 big conventions to bookend it, and then there's, I think, 2 other conventions in between them that we're going to hit.
When is PAX East anyway? Didn't that just pass? Or
That's
no?
in January, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I think there's another 2 in there. Unpub is in there, and then there's another one. I just can't remember what the other one is at the moment. So, and right now we're starting to do a really big marketing blitz. I'm on Twitter. We have a Facebook page devoted specifically for this. I'm on my Facebook page promoting it. I spend probably about 3 hours a day trying to figure out where we're going to put it next. So, and we have a Prefundia page to help people get notified when we go to launch.
Okay.
So.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you. This was really neat.
Well, thanks for playing it.